All right, let's get started with the first show for 26. I hope the new year was cool for each one of you, and I hope this entire year be cool. But now that I mentioned the word year, it brings me to one of the topics I want to talk about. What did you do last year? Remember, this is 26, and I want to wish all of you a happy new year. But I ask myself that question at least 4 or 5 times a year. What have you done this year? But none of the times are more important than that New Year's response. That New Year's answer. What am I going to do for the new year? I did a lot of stuff this year. You know why it doesn't seem like it to you is the ease it appears for me to do it, successfully. I've managed this channel without getting caught up in that monetizing shit. I played my hand correctly and got my mojo back. I laid the foundation for any person attending SW to get laced deeper into what 3.0 is all about. I bought my daughter a car. I actually bought myself a car too. I took care of all the business that I claimed I would when I be talking smack to you. And I planned my 2026. And I'm doing what my plan is right now. You can stay asleep if you want to. I try to get enough sleep, enough rest when I go to bed. I damn sure don't want to be sleepwalking like most of you guys are doing. You think you're a fan of that Walking Dead shit, but the reason you are a fan is you don't realize that you're actually one of them. You don't realize that. Sorry to burst your bubble. I know you thought you was watching because you liked it and you was a fan of it, but you really are watching it because you identify with going nowhere. Just like all them sleepwalking or Walking Dead zombies. All the suckers are doing the same thing with YouTube, but I ain't, because I don't need YouTube for views for more money. I'm customizing my classroom's environment as best I can, and it's to promote self-growth. By the way, the group is growing fast. Not to worry though, because I realize I can handle 50 students at once. And I'm seeing right now the environment that I'm creating is, I'm creating this environment for you to learn. All my shit, this environment is the bomb. It's not for pimps. This university is for any man who wants to learn the complete course, and you want to learn it the correct way. Now, it has no preference. It has no preference because I love what I'm doing. The only preference I have is I'd like you to be in it. But have you noticed that not many of you have actually progressed from where you were last year? Now, of course, you don't have to call in and say, I haven't Progress Rosebud. But if you call in with something you have done, I'll be glad to hear it and, congratulate you on it. But at the same time, I'm wondering, have you noticed that you really haven't advanced in anything for yourself except your age? Well, I certainly got older. But if you remember, I have my own station. I've started my, streetwise university, aka sidewalk university. So at the least, you must admit that I don't do little shit. Now you can watch as I continue to build SWU into something you're going to admire. Of course, some of you guys will still, be hating on me, but you're going to be forced to admire the fact that I don't fake or lie about what the fuck I'm doing. I be accomplishing moves because I make moves while you watch. I've never received 1 red cent from YouTube and don't plan on receiving any. I have much bigger fish to fry. So sit back, make sure you keep hating, and watch me work. And I have to remind you, don't be mad at me because I use my goddamn head. Caller, what's up?
What up, bud? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, bro. What's happening?
To speak on the topic you on today.
Yeah.
I have made some progress, but it's a lot more that I could make.
Well, what progress have you made, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a musician, and I've been putting my music out more, putting myself out more. And I've been playing shows like I plan to do and looking to make some more happen.
Okay, that's good, brother. So what I'm really asking is, what has these things done for you? Gave you more exposure?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what you was trying to get?
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you something, bro. Ain't many people can say that. They can say what they did, but a lot of people don't do shit. They just live. They're living and hoping some work. You at least putting that effort for, and when you get your reward, you're gonna appreciate it, bro.
I believe it, bud. I believe it. I've seen and noticed myself doing the exact thing that you're speaking on, sitting and waiting, hoping the stars is gonna align and everything just gonna work out. And
hey, brother, everybody wants shit, but there's very few people that go get what they want, and that's what you doing. At first, you was wanting shit like everybody else, and I guess, like you say, you was hoping on the stars aligning or whatever. That shit ain't gonna happen. What's gonna happen is you make moves and put the stars in the line. And once you put your work in, brother, it's gonna work for you.
That's right. I appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I got one more thing for you.
Come on.
I signed up for SWU Live, but I don't have access to the curriculum. What do I need to do?
Well, you signed up for SWU Live. That might be something that Jonathan put up, and I'm not 100% sure. But whatever you signed up for, it should send you every 5 days a new lesson. So let's say it takes maybe 5 days, and you finish your lesson. On the 5th day, you're gonna get another one to download. But I could be telling you wrong, man. You know what? You know what my email is, or do you know my phone number?
No, I don't know your number, but I do know your email. I got an email to be on the call yesterday, but I didn't I wasn't able to connect.
Well,
So I
I
was
didn't
wondering
actually
if it's
have a call
because.
yesterday. I probably could be on the call Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I didn't say I wasn't going to be on have a class on New Year's, like I
Okay,
didn't have
okay,
one on Christmas either. But that was my bad. But what I'm saying is, be on there Tuesday, and we can, go from wherever you at. But what you got to do is make sure. It, I don't think you signed up for. It might be something for it, SWU Live, but it's either gold or platinum or diamond.
okay, okay. Because all I got access to now is like the message board where y'all posting the assignments and everything. But I don't have access to the lessons. So I
Okay,
might just need
well
to pay
then,
to that.
me and Jonathan haven't been communicating because he's sort of been on a holiday for the past couple of weeks. But he
Okay.
back because he called me last night. I was busy though. But I'll call him after this show and tell him about what your situation is, and we'll go from there. And it's SWU Live, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, man. I'll definitely hit you with it.
No doubt. Now hit your email, but appreciate
Hit my email, man, so we can kick it.
No doubt.
Okay, fellas, what you got to understand is what this brother actually said. This brother actually said, I asked the question, not to roast him or anything like that, but just for him to do what he did, which was answer the fucking question. And so happened, he's taking the reign and he's fully riding that bull, whatever ride is giving him. And this is all you have to do. If he continue this path, all 2026, I'm not sure he's gonna make it big time, but I'm sure he's gonna make it to a better place to put his music where he wanted to be heard. And I love that. Now, I'm a fully self-sufficient man. And I don't kiss nobody's ass to be the way I want to be. I ain't agreeing unless I fucking agree. And those of you who dealt with me, you know how I roll. Those of you who love to hate on my old ass, I'm going to really give you something to hate on me for, because I'm a real motherfucking man. Because I talk hella shit and I make big moves while I talk shit to you. In each year, where the fuck are you? I know you don't want to call in and say, at least bro called in and told me what he did. 9 out of 10 of you motherfuckers, if you call in, you're going to be in the same place you were last year at this time, and the year before that, and the year before that. You should try to adopt some of the shit that I be talking about. Try to roll positively. You'd have far less problems and far less worries. But you're welcome to continue down the path you're going. Stay mad at me for cracking on you. Or you can wake your silly ass up and get some of this abadabba I'm spitting on life. I have so much more to offer my alumni. It's pitiful. They're going to get exactly what they bargained for. I won't do it, but these men will be transformed into the alpha prodigies they always were capable of being, but didn't know how, didn't have a path, didn't know the pattern. You can't really overcome obstacles unless you truthfully identify, then eliminate them. How many truths are there? There's as many truths as there are questions. But here's the key. Only one of those truths are for you. Your job in life is to find that correct truth. Which one is true for you? In each situation, the same truth ain't going to be going for everything you do. But when you do find the truth, make sure it's for what you're doing or what you're looking for. and then find you some more truths, because you should keep doing shit. You should need to know, is this the right thing to do? Am I moving right? And you do that by not being a sheep or a cow. Sheeps and cows, they'll follow anything that leads them because they're fucking herd animals. Are you a herd animal, bro? You need to go for what you know. And if you don't know shit, go for what you don't know and learn what to go for as you're going for what you don't know. There are no losers in life unless you quit. You know, something else funny. I don't look at what is said about me, but I'm quite happy to know out of all the comments I get, plus comments outnumber the negative comments 10 to 1. There are many thousands of men that I directly helped see their full potential. That's the most important fact about my work. And none of the haters ever mentioned that. I had a epiphany today. Now, look at you going for the word epiphany. And most of you don't know the meaning of the word. It has several meanings, but the one I'm interested in is the one that has to do with me and you. An epiphany is any moment of great or sudden revelation. You suddenly figure something out. All of a sudden, this is clear. Even though you probably hate on me and what I stand for, you can't hate the fact that I am the truth. And it's been proven the last 20 years by my alumni. Well, no, not 20 years by my alumni. My alumni only got 7 years in that. But I've been rolling 20 years with this confidence course. I have nothing to be ashamed about and everything to be proud of. I succeeded in being a motherfucker in the streets, and now I've succeeded in rousting suckers, faking the funk on social media. I am truly a motherfucker in the rawest form. I've been called many different names than old man, but that's a pleasure for me to see that there is at least a progression in the way you hate on me. What's cool to me is none of you are saying anything that's true. You're all being ruled by your emotions because I attacked maybe your idol or whatever. Well, I did and will attack any motherfucker who say they can roll with me and don't do it. I've been called a traitor to the game, and I was a traitor because I married a square bitch. And we can address that. You know, when I left the game a gang of years ago, I wasn't married. Well, I was married. I married the motherfucking Abu Dhabi in 76. But I didn't have a wife when I stopped pimping. Now, suckers that want to have some negative words to say about me should at least think about what the fuck they be saying. Because now, they're talking about, I should have married a hoe that paid me. What you doing marrying a bitch that ain't never paid you, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I did marry, I had been out of the game for a few years, and I definitely wasn't going to go search out a hoe qualified to be with me who hadn't paid me so I could marry her. So thinking with this apple that I still have was going to do one thing. It was going to beat my ass and turn me into a fake motherfucker, or it was going to push me to do something great. When you young fools grow up and get a little wisdom, you'll realize how silly your remarks are. Like me or hate me, that's your call. But if you decide to hate me, go ahead. But don't hate me. Hate the fear you have of me. That will keep you trying to fake like you don't fear me, and you're going to rank yourself if you be faking on that shit. If you accept that you hate me. You'll be able to go on about your business. But if you don't accept it, you'll be like most of the bitches I had that left. They couldn't stop hating me because they couldn't stop thinking about me. Do yourself a favor. Accept that you'll never be like me unless you do what I did. That's get out and take a chance on becoming who you think you are. I went out there and became Rosebud, bitter motherfucking dose. What's important about that is I know who the fuck I am, and the wise motherfucking cracks the fucking recognition that I'm still relevant today, 25 years after rolling like gangbusters, just confirms that I was and still is the shit. Every craftsman have their tools for their trade. Don't forget your tools. You can get them all 1 or 2 at a time, or I do have 4, 5, and 6 packs. So don't sleep on getting your best prep for this life that you're living. I'm an educator, and I want people who deal with me to learn something. That's why this video is entitled Epiphanies. I had an alumni tell me in a coaching lesson that understanding the word contemplation saved his life, and he thanked me. Okay, I bet. And I asked him, how did it save you? He told me he looked up the word and realized he had never actually contemplated anything past his initial thought. And after looking the word up, he understood why it was important. See, I instruct in my course to learn the definitions of words you're going to be using, instead of thinking you know what they mean. You may know it, but if you don't, and if you do, it's cool because you're going to reinforce what you know. But if you don't, you can learn something. It's very important that we all take heed to what I just said. How many of you know what the word "the" means? Do you know it has no meaning, only a description? I looked it up, and this is what I found. The is an adjective used before a noun denoting somebody or something that has already been mentioned or identified as something that is understood by both the speaker and hearer as distinct from a or an. We use the word "the" every day, many times each day, and none of us really knew what the word meant. Think of how many words we use each day that we don't know the meaning of. And we just take for granted what the meaning is and how to use it. That's why you guys, a lot of you, spell your, Y-O-U-R, but a lot of you spell it Y-O-U''R-E. There are 2 different words. They is they, and then there, they are, is a whole nother word. And what I'm saying is, over there is T-H-E-R-E. They're silly. T-H-E-Y''R-E. It's in their hands. T-H-E-I-R. All 3 of those words are pronounced there. But they have totally different meanings. And you don't know how silly you sound or look when you say, I was over there. And you use one of the words, one of the other ways to spell the word, instead of T-H-E-R-E. What I'm saying is, that shit is scary. What is education? Is education the shit you taught, or is it the reality of maneuvering correctly in your life? I think it's the reality of maneuvering correctly in your life. That's what I think it is. Education is not an across the board tool for everyone. Everyone should be educated, but what degree do you or I feel we are educated? Well, if education taught you to learn who you are before you start trying to be something you heard of, most of you would be brilliant. There's always going to be those of you or those of us who must take the short bus to get educated. But even for them, if they realized who they were, they would go as high as they could go. I'm brilliant, and so are you. God allowed me to be fortunate enough to explore and find out who I really am. And I'm hoping to share with you the tools and the system you need to do the same. I just might be a saint. I've always wanted to be an entertainer, so those of you who buy my tools for entertainment, I couldn't make it without you. Well, that's what the entertainers would say, when they make comments to their fans. But on the real, those of you who buy my course because you genuinely want to make progress and get to the next step in your life, you don't see any entertainment value in the course except to entertain your mind to grow. I really appreciate you. You've shown me that if I extend the helping hand, you'll reach out and grab it and start rolling on your own. See, that gives me a serious ego boost. Caller, what's up?
Hey, bud, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Cool, man. I just want to call in, chop it up real quick, and just tell you that, you told me some shit over a year ago, probably about 2 years ago. I called you one time, and I had a question for you about, helping friends. Like when somebody come to you and maybe they need you to loan them some money or whatever, little shit like that. Maybe, they need help. And, but they keep fucking up despite me helping. You know what I'm saying? And,
what advice did I give you?
Well, the advice was pretty much that you already know what it is. You know that they're going to continue to fuck up and that I'm playing myself if I continue to do so.
That's what I believe too.
But that was the short end of it. You know what I mean? I'm surmising. But yeah, man, you was dead right. I took your advice, right? I took your advice and I cut the dude off. But other people in my life have, since then have popped up, you know what I mean, doing the same type shit. And I've continued to do the same thing, which is follow my first mind.
Which is to help them.
You always, excuse me?
Which is to help them. That's your first mind, right?
Well, no, what I was saying was now, my first mind, I guess when you put it that way, yeah, my first mind naturally is to help. But now that, I've really listened to what you lace me with from listening to, I'm not part of the groups or nothing, but I do tune in regularly, you know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
And just from what you've told me through the years, you know what I'm saying? I just apply that. And I just know that, one of the lessons that how I apply it is one of the things you always say is, you should be able to answer this question within the first 5 seconds of me saying it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been going with, and that's really what it is. So I just wanted to, give you your flowers and let you know, I appreciate it. I know a lot of motherfuckers are scary and can't call in and chop it up with you, and I know how much you enjoy.
Let me ask you something, man. What did you get, or how did you feel about you answering any question you have within 5 seconds?
How do I feel about answering any question I have within 5 seconds?
Yeah. What does it make you feel?
Well, I feel like I get the real response, like what it's really coming from the gut of what I know is right or wrong.
Hey, listen, brother, I'm trying to tell everybody something, when I'm talking. But if you want to really be confident, you have to make sure you always answer anything within that amount of time, because it'll not only reinforce that you have the answer, but it'll make you confident to believe in yourself that you have the answer. You taking a chance still, I could hear in your voice. You still giving room for you might be wrong. Fuck that. You ain't wrong. And you got to understand that that is how you have to feel all day, every day.
Yeah, yes, sir. You know, I think what you hear in my voice is really me just kind of, because I want to give you the respect. So although I feel like I know what I know, I still respect the fact that you an elder, you an OG, and you got a lot of wisdom in life that I don't have.
Well, listen, brother, the way you show that is stand on your own like you're doing, but take that sound out your voice. The respect is going to come from you saying the correct shit, standing on your fucking nuts. That's going to make me love that you listen to me and you got what you got.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm just going to do my thing and let him hang then.
Hey, that's what's up, brother. Do it. Let him drag the motherfucking ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Hey, but yeah, man, you know, I ain't gonna hold you. Otherwise, you know, I just want to let you know, man. I listen to all the gems you dropping, and you know, I was watching some other shit. I ain't gonna mention the channels. You know, motherfuckers was, you know, trying to kick dirt and say whatever, and but I know that your game is infinite. You know what I'm saying? And I know that all the things that I've heard you say, you know, I know are just the truth, just from the wisdom aspect of it. I'm not talking about bitches.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just the wisdom, just in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just appreciate all of it. You know what I'm saying? And I love hearing you. Whether you on that Monday show with the dude, the Dean. Y'all be mashing on motherfuckers that sound insecure and the motherfuckers is scary when they talking on the phone and all this other shit.
Right.
I love hearing it. I love hearing you, you know, roast motherfuckers. I love you dropping gems and just keep doing your thing, man. I don't know how long we're gonna have you for, and you're a crucial resource, and I just appreciate that you here and that I can, you know, get information, get this game from you. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you know what, bro? What's really something you didn't mention, but you need to appreciate that. You gotta appreciate that you can see. You gotta appreciate that you sharp enough to determine what you should see, and you're choosing what to see. And all of this builds your confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Have a good 26.
I'm gone, man.
Have a good 26, right, man.
Yeah, you too, bro. I hope everything works out well for you with the IRS and all that shit, man.
All right, brother. That's going to be cool, too. Thank you. Say, you know, that shit this brother just said gives me a serious ego boost because it shows me I was not a lucky man in my life. It reinforces to me that the way I saw the light is the way to see the light for all men. It's the way to see it for all men. You can't be mad at me because I saw it correctly. Just like you can't be mad or jealous at bruh because he's seeing it correctly. Believe me, I'm not the only one who can see or who saw the light and paid attention to it. I'm not the only one who paid attention to what the light was showing. I have partners who are just as sharp as me, and not one of us didn't have an epiphany at one point in our lives that we jumped on. See, the thing about epiphany, if you wait on it, you missed it. And you're going to have to wait till you have another one. And you might not get another one. Now, we all saw what we needed, you know, to ultimately become who we was trying to be. Mine was, you know, this confidence building information I got. Theirs was whatever it was. What is yours going to be? Epiphanies do not wait on you to see them. They come, and if you miss it, you got to wait for the next one. Do you really think you have all that time to make decisions that's going to determine where you go in life? I really can't wrap my mind around a person doubting my course at this point. I have an open forum 3 or 4 times a week where I'm open to any person's complaint about anything they bought from me, don't you think if somebody didn't feel they got their money's worth, you would hear about it? It makes me want to find out how to alleviate this skepticism. So I look for any improvement I can make. Why do I do this? I don't fucking know, except I'm just like you and becoming more and more hooked on technology. It's important for me to leave this earth and have made a mark, an impression on a few people. You know, sometimes I can't sleep. I'm thinking about, you know, how much I don't want to fucking be here and simply die. I want to be here and be remembered for all the good I did as a man and for my fellow man. If I invented something, no one would really take it serious enough to buy it because I was a hell of a goddamn pimp. So I didn't invent shit to sell, but I did harness the fucking essence of what made me a natural motherfucker, and I put it in my course. I was a motherfucker in my chosen field and am becoming a motherfucker in my second choice field. Now, this is not my second choice. It's the natural progression of me being down and dedicated to this life that, you know, I live and a lot of y'all trying to live. Salute to those of you who feel the same, and a quadruple salute to those of you who are the same. It's a big difference. Earn your shit. You know, I've sold a lot of tools for conversation, and I received as many compliments on how good they work. They are no more than guides for the serious one and entertainment for the person who's not ready to be serious. So far, there's been an overwhelming response to the discounted price. You know, of attending SW, of the tools, of everything I'm doing. Still, only a few of you have taken advantage of this system that I'm using. I'm sure even though I graduated a lot of young men, there's 100 times more of you motherfuckers out there searching for the keys to getting you what the fuck you want. A lot of young men are hiding. You know, they're the you that's hiding, you won't come out and play. Of course, I can't force you to do anything. But by the same token, you don't see me when you look in the mirror. Hey, if you're happy with who you see looking back at you, so am I. But which one of us is telling you the truth? Hey, listen, you guys. This is a new year. You don't have to be the way you were last year. Just because you ended the year a certain way, you don't have to begin this new year that way. You can change. Change is difficult. That's only if you aren't telling yourself the truth. If you're telling yourself you want to change for some bullshit and you have bullshit reasoning, that's what you're going to be getting as a result. Bullshit. But if you want to change for the better, you don't necessarily have to fuck with Sidewalk U. You just got to fuck with something that's going to change your patterns. Sidewalk U is my best suggestion. But you do what you want to do. I'm gone.